Are you a social media manager who is having a hard time deciding between HoneyBook or Dubsado as their all-in-one client management tool? As a social media manager who has used both software, I'm going to take you behind the scenes of each platform to show you the strengths and shortcomings of each so that you can feel confident when making your decision in a client's management tool for your social media business. Now, make sure you stay all the way till the end so that you can see why I switched from one platform to another, and so that you can also see whether each platform is right for you. Hey, my name is Mel and I own a multi-six-figure social media agency, and I now help social media managers do the same. If you're new here, make sure to grab my free roadmap to becoming a six-figure social media manager that I will drop in the description below. Now let's dive in. HoneyBook versus Dubsado. Let's start with talking money. Money is obviously an important topic when it comes to investing into tools inside of your business. And so the pricing of each tool will play a big role in your decision. So let's check out their current, as to date, their plans and pricing and what that looks like. So let's start with HoneyBook. These are their current plans. They offer monthly as well as yearly plans. And as you might know, yearly plans do often offer a discount, but you do have to pay in advance for the year. So first thing, they have a 7-day free trial, no credit card required, which is great. So there's no risk for you to try HoneyBook in the first place. They offer 3 different plans. The starter plan, which is $8 or $16 a month, depending on your monthly or annual. And it really has kind of everything someone starting out needs. So unlimited clients and projects. You don't have to worry that you're outgrowing the software and need to pay more for more clients. You get to invoice and get payments from clients, proposals and contracts, calendar, which is also great because otherwise you would need a separate scheduling tool such as Calendly, which is not needed when you have HoneyBook, professional templates, and client portals. Then you have the essential one that has everything the starter package has, but it has automations. Key difference here. Starting package does not have any automations, which is going to be more important down the line as you grow your business so that you don't have to take care of every single lead that comes in manually. Keep that into account. And then here you actually get team members as well. So again, if you're just starting out as a social media manager, you don't really have a team yet that's in your HoneyBook or a virtual assistant, then the starter package is really, really essential for someone starting out. And I believe it's quite affordable as well. Then you have the premium that has everything that is in the essential, but it also has unlimited team members, multiple companies, priority support. So it's very much a lot more advanced than you would get into the essentials. So here I would say someone that is a bit further along in their journey, you can go with essentials. If you love HoneyBook and it has all the features that you need. But if you're just starting out, I absolutely love the starter package. And actually I started out with that package as well. Another thing is they have a 60-day money back refund policy, which is a no-brainer because it gives you the chance to try them risk-free. Here are some more features for you to compare on what each one has. So the biggest one here you will see which ones they don't have is the automations. Both the bigger plans do have those. Payments, they're almost all of them are covered. And actually the bank transfer fee is the same. The fees are the same for accepting payments across all plans, which I think is very fair and is great to know because you don't want them to take a massive cut of the payment. Then again, Zapier that's how you can usually do all these automations and stuff like that. It's not possible as a starter. And so if you're a bit more advanced and you need Zapier to build an email list or to connect automations to another software, you cannot do that in the starter package. Then other things are like having Zoom integrated. You cannot do that with starter package. So it is a little bit limited. But again, I do think it has everything that, especially starting out when you're very new in your journey, that it does cover enough here. But I love how they compare every single feature to the dot so that you can see for yourself which one you need. Now, looking at Dubsado, they actually have 2 plans. Their pricing is a lot more expensive than HoneyBook. So that's the first thing that you will notice. A lot more expensive and only 2 plans. So if we dive in here into their features, we can see exactly what each one has. So here you can see, similar to HoneyBook, what features they have. So the starter plan has pretty much what HoneyBook had as well: unlimited projects, plans, clients. And again, they do not have automations. No automations in the starter plan, which is really a big reason for you to decide on Dubsado, and I will get more into that later. But that is a big deal here. And another big deal is that they only allow one active lead capture form, meaning that if you offer multiple services, for example, social media strategy, social media coaching, and social media management, you may need separate lead forms depending on what funnel you want people to go into. So that's important to account, that there's only lead form in the starter plan, whereas the more advanced plan has unlimited lead forms, which is obviously ideal. So pricing wise, Dubsado, a lot more expensive, and I would say it's for the more advanced social media business. If you're just starting out, I think HoneyBook is great to check out. Dubsado actually has a free trial for as long as you like. It's very limited, but it allows you to go inside of the software and try the product for as long as you need, which is pretty awesome. This way, you can check out both HoneyBook and Dubsado to see which one best serves you. And good thing to know as well is you don't need a credit card for each. Now, if you enjoyed HoneyBook, I actually do have a discount code that I will drop in the description below, where you can get 50% off and start your free trial. So check it out. I was a big fan starting out of HoneyBook. I think it's a great platform. And again, I will show you more of a behind the scenes in a minute. Now, HoneyBook versus Dubsado, let's talk payments, contracts, and all the things that are very important once you have the software, right? Getting paid by your social media clients is a big deal, and not having to chase payments is another big deal. So now I'm actually going to take you inside of each platform to show you what it looks like when you send out contracts, send out invoices and things like that, and how it looks inside of HoneyBook versus Dubsado. So here we are inside of HoneyBook. This is my actual account that I've had with them for a long time. This is what it looks like. This is your dashboard where you can see everything that's going on inside your business, how much money you've made, inquiries you have, things like that. So now I am actually going inside a project to show you what that looks like. So again, I can track the entire flow here of people that inquired. Did I follow up with them? Did they book a meeting with me? Was the proposal sent, proposal signed, retainer paid? So they go through this workflow, and then at the end, if you no longer work with someone, you can simply archive them. I actually love this, and you can customize this if you want to change it, but I think it's pretty cool. So something I want to look up is like client project. So here you go into someone's actual client portal. This is what a client portal looks like. You can customize this, which is pretty cool. But you actually have like email, you can email here with the client inside of the tool, which is very important. So here you can see they are at a stage where the retainer is actually paid. But before, in the very beginning here, you will see like when you send out a contract that they can sign within HoneyBook and actually make their payment. So here it looks like I actually had the contract separately, but normally you go inside of HoneyBook and you can attach the invoice to the contract. So they have to sign, they have to pay before you start working together. And then once they complete the invoice, you can actually get auto paid. And that is probably my favorite feature about HoneyBook, that you automatically get paid each month once they check on that they want to do auto pay through HoneyBook, so you don't have to chase them for payments, which is obviously super important for us social media managers. So here you can see the invoices, and then usually you would have the contract here that you can create contracts. Now you can have your own saved templates in here for each service that you offer, and you can customize it. So let's say I have a general contract here. So again, it's completely customized to my branding, my brand, and this is a template. So depending, you can completely change this and swap this with your actual agreement. It has smart fields that I can fill in for you, the date, obviously the client and their info and things like that. The next step HoneyBook will do for you is that they would have to submit the invoice. So you can preview here the contract that they automatically sign all through HoneyBook. You can send a test to yourself, etc. But this is just so great because everything is all in one tool and the auto payment is just huge. So I'm a big fan of the contract and invoicing inside of HoneyBook all in one. Now let's take a look at Dubsado. This is actually what the dashboard looks like, and you can see a little bit similar on, you know, the inquiries and leads that come in, but to me it's a little bit more disorganized, I find. So to look up an example, so we can see here from the inner circle, back when I still had the membership, members would complete contracts and pay invoices. Well, actually they would pay on the membership platform, but here's what that would look like for someone that was in the membership. Their invoices could be in here. So like, I think this one was actually sent out. So they pay quarterly. You can send invoices through here. You can even do a payment plan, which is actually pretty great. I haven't seen this in HoneyBook. You can make it recurring. The refunds are really easy to do. So the invoice is pretty good, and then the forms would have like a contract. So here's a proposal that they will have to complete. Pretty similar, but a big difference on payment is that Dubsado doesn't actually do auto payment until you actually have the client submit it that way. So it's never actually auto paid. It's recurringly sending out invoices to the client, which for us is kind of a red flag. So usually what we do is we send clients a credit card authorization form so we can bill them inside of QuickBooks on time automatically on the first of each month. So again, it's that part I don't really like with the payments because it's hard when you have to start chasing clients. Even when you trust clients, it's easy to forget. And so that's one thing I don't like. So again, I believe contracts, payments, invoices, HoneyBook, very user-friendly. I love the design of HoneyBook, the UX design and how to use the platform. And then Dubsado has very similar features, but their shortcoming right now is the auto payment on invoices that I'm not a huge fan of. You can customize the payment a little bit more on Dubsado in terms of if you want to do payment plans and things like that, and automated workflows, which I will still get into. But yeah, these are the differences between the two. HoneyBook definitely comes out on top for me, no matter where you're at in your journey right now. HoneyBook versus Dubsado. Now, let's talk about automations. I touched on it a little bit as we went on the inside of each platform, but automations are limited on HoneyBook, meaning that you only have so many options to automate things inside of HoneyBook, whereas Dubsado allows you to apply automated workflows. Now, I can give you an insight on what that would look like. As your business grows bigger, you get a lot of inquiries, automations become more and more important. Imagine you getting leads in every single day. Manually taking care of those leads is not going to be sustainable because you're no longer able to do the work and get other things done, and it's going to be messy to say the least. So inside of Dubsado, the workflow part is the best thing about the whole platform for us, I would say. So you can create custom workflows depending on what exactly you want to happen to the lead. So let's say we get in a lead, I pre-qualify them to see if they have the budget, if they are a good fit based on their Instagram or whatever channels they need and what services they need from us. So I can actually pre-qualify them before we send them emails, automated emails. So when we get a lead, the lead comes in, I check them out and see what they filled out. And I actually choose between these three workflows which email they will receive. So depending on their budget, depending on whether I think they're a good fit, I am going to apply one of these workflows. Now, what happens when you do that? So let's say I think this would be a good one. What it would do, it would send them an automated email with our services deck and the potential to schedule a call with me. Now, let's say they don't schedule a call. After 3 days, it will automatically send a follow-up email like, hey, we know that you haven't scheduled a call yet. Are you still interested? So this is all automated. No one of our team, nobody has to touch it. The only thing I have to do is pre-qualify a lead and apply the workflow. After an appointment is made, let's say they do schedule a call with me, it automatically pauses the workflow, as you can see here, meaning that it's not going to send a follow-up. So to avoid that it gets messy and people get follow-ups, even though they started working with us or whatever. So yeah, that's my favorite part about Dubsado is the custom automated workflows. Now, let's take a look at the HoneyBook workflows here, or automations. So for HoneyBook, you can do automations to an extent, but it is very limited. So here are the actions that you could take. So you can send an email immediately after an automation is activated. It can send an email. You can send them client's satisfaction survey. If you want to get a testimonial from someone, then, you know, it can create a task so that you know what to do throughout the project. Let's say, oh, they submitted it, like they completed the survey, and now it creates a task for you to create content on the testimonials, for example. Or this could be another email template. Let's say you reply to a new inquiry. You can do that too, and then it says when, right? And then you can actually do that. It needs approval before sending, so that actually is like applying the workflow. And if you want it immediately, you would turn that off, and then you would have to here edit what you want that email to look like. But again, it is limited. I'm not sure once you edit. You can do a similar simple automation, but once it gets a bit more complicated, and as you saw how the workflow looked like in Dubsado, I don't believe I can create that exact workflow in here, because then here you would have the email inquiry, and then once they complete that, let's say they schedule a call, then the next thing would be, you know, to create a task or to let someone know what to do next. So this is just limited. That's the biggest thing in the automation here for HoneyBook. So automation-wise, Dubsado 100% wins. So you can create more complex workflows and inquiries, especially as you as a social media manager start offering more complex services. So me right now, the agency is scaling, right? And we are offering a lot more services than I was when I first started out. So Dubsado is a great choice for us right now. And HoneyBook, if you have one service, or you aren't as busy with leads all the time, then HoneyBook's still a great choice here. HoneyBook versus Dubsado. Let's talk about personalization. Now, client experience is a big part, right? When working with someone, we all like to have a great client experience, and design and personalization is a big part of that. Especially for myself as a creative, and you too in your social media business, you want things to be personal for clients in their portals or wherever it may be. Now, if we take a look, something that I have always loved about HoneyBook is their option for personalization. Unlike Dubsado, HoneyBook can actually personalize client portals. So you saw a little bit of that already in the beginning when I was in a client portal. This is what a client actually sees as their portal. So they can find details, they can find files. So you can upload files inside of here too for them to see, whether it's images for the projects or other attachments. And so you can customize this. You can change the banner here. You can quite personalize this to an extent to where it feels on brand for either the client or you. And that's something I really like about HoneyBook, again, design-wise, right? Now, if we go to Dubsado, that's a huge part that I feel like is missing. I'm not a huge fan of the client portals. I think it's still very tacky. There's not much personalization you can even do here. So as I'm going to show you here, these are the automated workflow emails that go out once I apply the workflow inside of Dubsado. And this is what it looks like. Now, not to be super picky, but I'm not a huge fan of even the buttons, which we cannot customize further than this. I feel like it's not even on brand. It doesn't look as aesthetically pleasing. It gets the job done, right? They can click here to view our services deck and to schedule an appointment, but I do miss the customization and personalization on Dubsado's end, which hopefully is perhaps coming in the future. So from a creative perspective, HoneyBook's winning here. Very user-friendly, how the software is for clients as well as you and your team members, and you can personalize it to an extent, which is just nice, a great part of the client experience. Now, if you stayed all the way till the end, you should have a lot of clarity now on both platforms and feel more confident towards which platform you're leaning and which one is right for you. Now, to be clear, I love both platforms for different reasons if you haven't noticed yet. And here's what I would recommend for you. If you're just starting out, I definitely lean towards HoneyBook because it's not as expensive and it really has what you need at the time of your business. Now, as you grow and need more customization, offer a bigger services product suite, that's when I would start looking into Dubsado. And especially as you have a team, hire, a tech person that really knows how to do these things inside of Dubsado. That's when I would lean into Dubsado. Both are great platforms. It really comes down to your needs and what you need in your business right now. Now, please let me know if you're using any of these two tools or if you are after watching this video, and I will see you in next week's video.